What does it mean to hold the WWE Championship? Well, that's a question that goes far beyond just the title. For every WWE superstar who stepped into the ring, winning the WWE Championship is the ultimate goal. It's the pinnacle. It's the moment that defines your career and your legacy in this business. The WWE title isn't just a piece of gold, it's a symbol of being the best in the world, the top dog. And not just in the ring, it's about proving yourself in front of millions of fans around the world. When you win that championship, you don't just hold the belt, you're carrying the weight of history. Let's talk about history for a second. Legends like Bruno Sammartino, who held it for over 2,000 days. He didn't just wear the belt, he embodied it. Then you have names like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Hulk Hogan that were cultural icons. Through this title became larger-than-life figures. Since WrestleMania 1, there's only been 18 superstars to hold the WWE Championship just one time. Number 18, Andre the Giant. On February 5th, 1988, Andre the Giant defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship on an episode of The Main Event. But what made this victory so controversial was not just the fact that it happened, but it was how it happened. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, the villainous businessman, orchestrated a plan which led to Dave Hebner, who was revealed to be Earl Hebner's evil twin, who made a 3 count on Hogan even though Hogan's left shoulder was off the mat. Andre would then attempt to sell the championship to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, which then President Jack Tunney declared the championship was vacant, and Andre just had an official reign of less than 2 minutes. Number 17, The Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior received a push as WWE's main event successor to Hulk Hogan, who had remained the wrestling industry's biggest star throughout the 1980s. At WrestleMania 6 at the Skydome in Toronto, the match was billed as the Ultimate Challenge, as both Hogan's WWE Championship and Warrior's Intercontinental Championship were on the line. Warrior pinned Hogan after a Warrior Splash to become the only wrestler to hold both championships at the same time. Warrior would then vacate the Intercontinental Championship. Warrior would carry the title from Mania until the Royal Rumble, where he would lose the championship to Sergeant Slaughter. This brings us to number 16, Sergeant Slaughter. His time as WWE Champion wasn't long, but it was certainly eventful. He immediately became the ultimate villain, and the stage was set for what could have been an epic clash with Hulk Hogan. But it goes down as one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. At WrestleMania 7, Hogan defeated Slaughter in the main event of a patriotic crowd, ending his reign and bringing the title back to America. 16. Diesel. On November 26, 1994, Diesel faced Bob Backlund for the WWE Championship. Diesel would then become the champion in a match that lasted less than 10 seconds. Diesel's reign not resonating with fans was a result of his lackluster feuds. His biggest rivalry came against former friend Shawn Michaels, which was set up at the 1995 Royal Rumble, which ended in a memorable match at WrestleMania 11. While their feud was certainly personal and built well, it didn't generate the same kind of buzz or heat as other legendary rivalries. Diesel's character, while cool, often came off as one-dimensional. As a champion, he didn't have the same depth or story arcs that made other reigns feel so special. Number 14, Kane. At the King of the Ring on June 28, 1998, Kane defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in a First Blood match following interferences by Mankind and The Undertaker to win the WWE Championship. Kane was built as a true juggernaut, but unfortunately he lost the title back to Austin the very next night on Raw. There was so much more meat on the bone of what Kane could have been as a WWE champion. He did later go on to hold the World Heavyweight Championship, but the WWE title reign was disappointing. 13. Vince McMahon. In 1999, during one of the most chaotic and dramatic times in WWE, the Attitude Era was in full swing and McMahon's character was already larger than life. He wasn't just an authority figure, he was a villain, and an over-the-top, power-hungry businessman willing to do anything to stay on top. And it was in this era of chaos and unpredictability that Vince saw an opportunity to make himself the ultimate antagonist. Vince captures the title from Triple H and vacates it just a couple days later, in a title reign that never needed to nor should have happened. Number 12, Chris Jericho. Jericho would become the first ever undisputed champion in WWE as he defeated The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. Jericho's reign was a landmark moment in WWE history. It didn't last very long. Jericho's time as undisputed champion in WrestleMania main event was overshadowed by the sheer enormity of The Rock versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18. 11. Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero's WWE Championship reign is often regarded as one of the most emotional title runs in the history of professional wrestling. Eddie's journey to the WWE Championship was not just a victory in the ring, but also a triumph over adversity, personal demons, and years of hard work. His reign as WWE Champion in 2004 was a landmark moment for WWE, and it solidified Eddie Guerrero as one of the greatest and most beloved figure in company history. Eddie's match with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20 is often cited as one of the best of his career. This contest was a perfect example of how Eddie could work with anyone and create magic in the ring, regardless of the style or skill set of his opponent. However, the most notable feud during his reign was with JBL, which brings us to number 10. John Bradshaw Layfield, or JBL, is a name that will forever be tied to one of the most polarizing and controversial WWE Championship reigns in history. While JBL may not be remembered for his technical skill or flashy in-ring style, his reign as WWE Champion from 04 to 05 was a defining moment for WWE, particularly on SmackDown. JBL was a character that steered emotion. Whether you loved to hate him or hated to love him, there was no denying the impact he made during his time on top. Bradshaw, who had spent most of his time in WWE as part of a tag team, the Acolytes, with Farouk, APA, he had transitioned into a singles competitor. As a character, he was far removed from the beer-swirling, rough-and-tumble persona he had once portrayed. Instead, he reinvented himself as a wealthy, arrogant, and politically charged businessman. JBL embraced the persona of a Texas millionaire, complete with a suit, cowboy hat, and expensive limousine. He captured the championship from Eddie Guerrero, and his near-year-long reign comes to an end at WrestleMania 21 for John Cena's first ever WWE Championship victory. Number 9, Rob Van Dam. What could have been? In 2006 is often viewed as a rare moment in WWE history, where a fan favorite known for his unique blend of high-flying moves and technical skill received a push to the top of the company. RVD's time as WWE Champion was exciting. It showcased his connection with the audience, his unmatched in-ring ability, and his unique character. He was even double champ while carrying the ECW Championship at the same time. RVD's rise to the top began with him winning the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 22. The moment he successfully cashed in his contract at ECW One Night Stand 2006, he challenged Cena for the championship in a setting that was electric with ECW's hardcore fan base, who were overwhelmingly behind RVD. The match between RVD and Cena that night became a milestone in WWE history, as RVD's victory was not just about winning the title, it was a triumphant moment for ECW fans and a sign of the WWE landscape was changing. Off-screen controversies led to a quick reign as Edge defeated Rob Van Dam for the WWE Championship. 8. Jeff Hardy. For some, it was an unexpected moment. For others, it felt like destiny finally coming full circle. Jeff Hardy has always been more than a wrestler. He's an artist, a daredevil, a risk-taker, and let's not forget he's a symbol of resilience. A beacon for all fans who have ever been counted out, who've ever been told they weren't enough. Jeff Hardy didn't have the cleanest career, but that's part of his story. He wasn't the cookie-cutter champion. He was the champion who fought for every ounce of success. And when he finally stood there with the WWE Championship, it wasn't just a reward. It was a declaration that sometimes the most unconventional path leads to the brightest destinations. Jeff Hardy lost the championship to Edge at the 2009 Royal Rumble after his brother Matt Hardy turned heel and hit him with a steel chair. This act of betrayal by Matt cost Jeff his first and only WWE Championship reign, which only lasted 42 days, and led to a match between the two brothers at WrestleMania 25. 7. Rey Mysterio, the most disappointing one-time WWE Championship reign of all time. On July 25, 2011, Mysterio won a tournament for the vacated WWE Championship, but he would lose the title to Cena the same exact night. Not only does Rey Mysterio hold the championship for about 2 hours, the vacated tournament was set up following the infamous match between CM Punk and John Cena at Money in the Bank. CM Punk was victorious, and WWE set up the tournament to crown a new champion, even though Punk was still recognized as champion when he returns back to television. Thankfully, we got the 2 World Heavyweight Championship reigns for Rey Mysterio, because his WWE title reign is almost non-existent. 6. Dean Ambrose. Ambrose won the 2016 Money in the Bank ladder match. Later that same night, he would cash in on Seth Rollins to become the new champion, in a night where we saw all 3 members of the Shield hold the championship at different times, which also leads to the only time we get the triple threat between the 3, a match that could have and should have main evented a WrestleMania. But we only got it once, and it went down at Battleground where Ambrose was victorious. Ambrose would ultimately drop the championship to AJ Styles at Backlash later that year. 5. Bray Wyatt. In February of 2017 at the Elimination Chamber, Wyatt won the championship in a match that featured John Cena, AJ Styles, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin, which was actually the first singles championship in Wyatt's career. This came at a time that the Wyatt family had a weird dynamic with Randy Orton a part of the group and had just won the Royal Rumble. The possibility of Orton challenging his teammate. Orton had pledged allegiance to Wyatt and refused to face him at WrestleMania 33. However, this was revealed to be a setup, as Orton destroyed the Wyatt compound and set his sights on Bray for WrestleMania 33, where Orton would then defeat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33, in a match that featured bugs on the canvas for some weird reason. Wyatt's reign ended at just 49 days. WWE could never quite figure out how to book Bray as a world champion. We see that with how his Universal Championship reign ended. Number 4, Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal's reign as WWE Champion began at Backlash of 2017. It was one of the most controversial and overhated title reigns in recent memory. For some, it was a bold and surprising choice. For others, it was seen as a head-scratcher. However you feel about it, one thing is clear. Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship run was a unique chapter in the company's history. When Mahal defeated Randy Orton to claim the championship, it was a shocking moment. Mahal was a former low-card talent who had undergone a significant physical transformation, and to see him elevated from the mid-card to the very top of the company was bold. He went from being a joke on the roster with 3MB to a highly calculated and arrogant heel. His transformation into the modern-day Maharaja was a complete new persona that emphasized his heritage, presenting him as the representation of India. One of the biggest criticisms of Jinder's title reign was his in-ring ability. While Mahal had significantly improved since his early days, his matches during his reign were often slow and methodical, lacking the excitement fans come to expect from WWE Championship matches. Jinder was even lined up to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series for a brief moment. But thankfully, AJ Styles defeated Jinder, become the new WWE Champion, and go on to give us this banger. 3. Kofi Kingston. Kofi Mania set the standard for what a WrestleMania moment is all about. Kofi's reign as WWE Champion is undoubtedly one of the most heartwarming and significant moments in history. When Kofi won the championship at WrestleMania 35, it wasn't just another title change. It was the culmination of over a decade of hard work, perseverance, and a dream that had been years in the making. For fans who had followed Kofi's journey from his days as a mid-card performer to his rise to the top, his championship win felt like a victory for underdogs everywhere. The Elimination Chamber in 2019 was the turning point, where Kofi was thrust into the spotlight after a standout performance that stole the show. His performance in the Chamber match was a statement. He was ready, and the fans were ready too. The crowd's overwhelming support for Kofi became one of the most organic and electric movements in WWE, pushing him all the way to the WrestleMania match against Daniel Bryan for the championship. The reign itself left a lot on the table, as they didn't have any significant feuds, one of the most disappointing ends to a championship reign of all time, where he'd lose the title to Brock Lesnar in just mere seconds. But at least the moment where he captured it was special. Number 2, Big E. Big E's reign as WWE Champion was a refreshing and exciting chapter in the company's history. After years of being a fan favorite, with his charismatic personality and connection with the crowd, Big E finally captured the championship on Raw in 2021 by cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on Bobby Lashley. The title reign was rather disappointing though. A massive curveball changed everything. Hours before the Day 1 PLE, the Universal Champion Roman Reigns announced he would miss the show due to COVID. He was scheduled to face Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was then added to Big E's title match, which became a fatal 5-way. Big E lost the title where he was cleanly pinned by Brock Lesnar, ending E's reign at just 110 days. Who knows what could have happened if Reigns wasn't forced to skip the PLE, and Big E could have potentially had a better championship reign. 1. Cody Rhodes. The one person on this list I feel confident in saying will remove himself by the end of his career. On the first night of WrestleMania 38, Rhodes was revealed as Seth Rollins' surprise opponent. He would return to the WWE after 6 years. On the following episode of Raw, Rhodes had stated that his goal was to win the WWE Championship, something his father never did, Dusty Rhodes. It would take Rhodes near 2 years to finally capture the championship and end Roman's 3.5-year title reign. In this moment, we're still in the midst of Cody Rhodes' reign. Outside of Kevin Owens' feud with Cody Rhodes, Cody's title reign has just not made it to the next gear yet. The moment at WrestleMania 40 was tremendous, but the championship reign itself has been lackluster. John Cena turning heel and attacking Cody Rhodes looked promising, and is leading to an epic clash in the main event of WrestleMania 41. But they need to get it to the next gear if they want to save Cody Rhodes' championship reign. Thank you for watching. Make sure to drop a like, comment below with who you think should have had another WWE Championship reign, or who on this list should have never got the title to begin with. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.